Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's time once again to meet our community here on Our Community Podcast, brought to you by the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. They're waving at me here. I don't know. I'm getting lots of conflicting instructions. Brought to you by the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio, streaming live from our studios here at the University of California, Irvine's Beale Applied Innovation Center with, we're proud to say, Mr. Orange County.
Wow. I feel honored to be called Mr. Orange County. Welcome, everybody, to our community podcast show powered by the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I'm your host, John Gutierrez, Senior Vice President here, a.k.a. Mr. Orange County. Thank you, Paul, for that title.
You are. I mean, you know everybody. And everybody knows. People come in here and they say, do you know John? I say, I didn't know John before. I fell out of it.
I feel very honored. Thank you very much. We have another special guest with us today. I like to call her a community leader because Christine Mantyla is one of our leaders in our community. She knows everybody. And most importantly, she's part of the WILLIAMSON Law Group. She's also part of South Coast College, one of our longtime members of our chamber. And also she's involved with the Mill to Vet. And it's a Veteran Series Forum podcast, which we will talk about because it's doing a lot in the community as far as information, resources, right?
Yes.
So welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
First and foremost, as I shared with you before the show, we like our audience. By the way, thank you for tuning in and listening to us. To get to know you as a person, if you don't mind sharing a little bit about you in the first few minutes here, tell us a bit about maybe where you grew up and tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into all this fun stuff you're doing in the community and the organizations you're with.
Oh, that's a little bit about me, huh? I grew up in Fullerton in Orange County all my life, California.
Nice. And so did you go to like Fullerton College or?
I did not. I went to Troy High School.
Ooh, Troy High School. That's a very good school.
It's a very good
school.
Yes,
I've known it to be a very high academic school from what I hear, right? I mean, in fact, I was just meeting with somebody a few weeks ago, Mr. Ben Lay. I don't know if you know him.
Yes, I love him.
Yes, he was sharing with me the history of like Troy High School.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and I was like, really? And he's like, oh yeah, a lot of Chinese, Korean families or something like that, when they bring their kids into Orange County, they either go to Irvine and the Irvine school districts or Troy, because they know that that's a really good high school. So
yeah, the International Baccalaureate, and there's a high honors math program as well.
Really? Mm-hmm. Now, were you involved in a lot of that stuff in high school?
I was involved in it. I was too social for it, so I didn't stay in it.
That was not
I got
your thing?
in.
Not your thing?
Not my thing.
What was Christine like in high school? What did you like?
I was busy. I was very social. I was everywhere. I was out doing everything. To be perfectly honest with you and your listeners, I dropped out of high school. I dropped out of high school to go to college.
Really?
Then I realized college wouldn't take my credits unless I got a GED. So I got a GED. I was in college and I wanted to go off. And in fact, I tried to go into the military.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you say you try? Why wouldn't they take you? I mean, you opened the door, not me.
No, totally cool. They wouldn't take me because I actually have a history of alcoholism. So I am 15 years sober.
Congratulations.
And thank you so much. And with that, I did a lot of wild, crazy things. And so I was at MEPS for 3 days. So if any of you were ever trying to go into the military or went into the military, you know MEPS is 2 days. And on the third day, they said, you're not going to adapt to military lifestyle.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So that may have sparked the passion that I have now for veterans. I don't know. But it was a passion. It was where I wanted to go. Yeah, I had plans and they changed.
Well, you know,
so I pivoted.
I truly believe in the old saying, it's not where you start, is where you finish.
Yeah.
And all of us may have rough starts, right?
Oh, I've collected so many pieces of learning, you know, tools and people and amazing opportunities based on all of the things I've experienced. So I wouldn't change anything I've gone through for anything.
Well, I got to say, I know that when I see you out in the community at many of our networking events, community events, you're just always so prepared to connect people and like, you should meet this person and you should meet. So you obviously have that natural instinct to be a connector, right? Where do you think you got that from? Your parents, your family? Is this something you were born with?
My dad was probably pretty social too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. You know, I've always just been really social and always really liked people. I never stayed in one group, but I was in all the groups. And
That's great.
I was friends with all kinds of people. And now I guess the deep passion I have for connecting people is because I want to help businesses and people grow. And sometimes we pass up the opportunities to meet people or talk to someone because they're not in our fields, or maybe we think they're not going to help us in business, but everybody has a story.
Yep.
And so I may connect with somebody that's not going to help me, but maybe great and need OC Hospice, let's say.
Yes.
Or may need someone like Dave Disrocher and First and Goal Project,
Yes.
or another amazing business within the chamber. So
Yes.
to me, I'm always kind of thinking that in the back of my head naturally, I guess.
Yeah. I think you have that natural, I care about everybody else, right? Like,
Yeah,
I want to
sometimes.
help everybody else, that you have that in you, right? Well, share with us a little bit about South Coast College, because that's how we
Yes.
met, through our chamber, of course. They're members of ours.
Yeah.
And I know you all do a lot in the community as far as really taking young people, or any people in general, that want to take it to another level, especially in court reporting and other areas, right?
Yes.
Share with us a little bit about South Coast College.
Yeah, so South Coast College is amazing, just so everybody knows. They've been around for 62 years, going on 63. The president is Jean Gonzalez, who owns the school. Her children are all the students of South Coast College. And if you don't know the career of court reporting is an amazing, high, in-demand career. It's national, it's international, and people think that it's really gone away, or who needs this? We've got AI. Yeah, no, that's not happening. But with court reporting, literally the opportunities are endless. The ability to make a six-figure income is almost coming out the gate of getting your certification for training. And you don't have to be in court. That's the misconception. You can work for congressional hearings. You can work for entertainment, sports, anywhere there's transcribing. Colleges like UCI here, they have a CART reporter somewhere for the hearing impaired classes. And so there's all kinds of opportunities, and it literally is a six-figure income.
And you said there's a shortage of them.
National shortage. Yes.
Wow.
Huge shortage. And so they've actually started an opportunity, a new program called voice writing. It's similar. It's with a mask. You're talking at the same speed. It's doing the same thing. Real time is available. And all the colleges that are doing court reporting right now have started this program. South Coast College, I feel like we're the leaders in this program. So if anybody is interested in a high demand, amazing career in legal and medical, it's anywhere transcribing is, that opportunity is available. And again, we've been teaching that for 62 years. We also teach paralegal programs, an AA degree, and medical assistant. That's 9 months.
Now, what do you think is the biggest challenge of why people are not going into it, or what is it that scares them from doing it?
So I don't know the exact reason, but I can say it's an old career, right? So you think of shorthand, you think, I know somebody how long ago that did that? My aunt, my old, you know what I mean?
Interesting.
And AI, people think, what about talk text? What about recording? And I hear that often. Well, isn't it going to, be obsolete once
Is it
AI
not
takes
as
over?
accurate as would you say?
No. Does your talk text work?
No. You know what?
So that's a
I
record.
actually never use mine. I know a lot of people that do.
Yeah, and it never works, right? What do you got to, what did
I don't
you
know
just
if it's
say?
my Mexican accent. It just doesn't
What
pick it up.
accent?
I don't know if it's my Latino accent, but it's like,
there it is.
That's not what I said. I said,
Right?
find me a taqueria with frijoles y arroz and tortillas, and like it just, I don't know, it doesn't pick up sometimes, so it's not as accurate.
Dialects,
Yes.
the words, who's speaking, and that's not always picked up. And this is, when it's in court, it's the record of somebody, it could be somebody's life. So, no,
Now,
it's not taking
for
over.
people listening for the first time about
Yes.
court reporting, they're not actually typing every little thing, right?
No, there's only 22 letters of the alphabet on this funny keyboard that doesn't have any letters on it, and you're playing the piano, it's like, and you're doing it at 220 words a minute, and it's pretty accurate. But what you're typing is gibberish. What comes out in the software in translation is the actual words that are being said.
So it's almost like you're writing in code.
You learn you learn steno, the English language, in steno, and it takes 3 months to learn that at South Coast College.
3 months?
Totally new language, yes. So if you're a linguist or you've played an instrument, this is definitely for you. If
Really?
you
Especially if you play the
haven't-
piano?
Yes.
Oh, my son loves the piano. Really?
You have to practice every single day. Most people don't like to practice.
Yeah.
A couple hours a day, and you're learning a new language.
Well, that's interesting because, like, my younger son, Eli, loves playing the piano. One day I asked him, where did you learn these songs? And he said, on YouTube. And so he doesn't know how to read music.
There's a court reporter.
Right? But he's so good at remembering, like, he knows the Godfather song, the movie. He knows, like, Dr. Dre's song. He knows, like, all these songs. And he plays them.
Yeah.
And I said, son, how did you learn these songs? And he's like, oh, on YouTube, Dad. And I'm like, but you don't know how to read music. I know. I learned the sound, the keyboard.
Wow.
Interesting. So that he might be somebody who would...
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. And there are male court reporters, and there are families where it's the mom and the dad and the children that go into this profession because they know it's a solid, amazing income. You can
they just have that it thing.
200 grand or more.
200 grand?
You can work a 9 to 5 in courts, or you can make your own schedule, be your own employee, be your own business, be your own corporation, and go work for a deposition company, go do something in sports, entertainment, come work for a college.
So I like what you said there. That's interesting. So when there's a deposition going on, they hire like a subcontracted...
So court reporting agencies actually hire the reporters. It's freelance work.
Okay.
So you're your own boss.
Wow.
You take jobs or you decline jobs. You get bonuses for taking jobs. And there are so many jobs. Oftentimes owners need to take jobs themselves because there's not enough reporters.
Paul had a question.
We hear so much, people coming through the years here, of jobs that they can't get people to fill them.
Yes.
And they pay six-figure incomes.
Yes.
And you don't have to have a college degree to get them. Some of them are trade jobs, HVAC, HVAC technicians. And I think part of it is because parents say to the kids, I don't want them to be an HVAC. I want them to go to college. I want them to do this other stuff. And you're like, and then they come out and they can't get a job and they work at Starbucks. And they got $100,000 in debt or $50,000. No, I'm just saying a lot of these kids come out.
with Starbucks there, Paul.
I'm just saying these kids go through college without a plan, without any purpose.
Yeah.
And then they come out in debt with no better than they went in. Maybe they're a little broader education.
The skills are the trades are very much overlooked.
So, for example, we had somebody from, I think it's Cypress College, has an auto technician program.
Yes.
You think, I don't want my kid to be an auto tech. They come out paying like $100,000.
But the other thing we have to remember is with technology, things are evolving. We know that. With times, things are evolving. Like I was just in a meeting with Ruben, our president, a few months back. And the gentleman that came to see us about getting minority certified said to us, tell your kids to go to school and be electricians. We don't have enough of them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
all these trade positions.
And then we said, really?
Skilled
He
trades.
says, he goes, electricians are making like $300,000 right now.
Yeah.
Why? Because of all the Tesla charging stations and all these energy new jobs.
That's why auto techs make so much because there's computers in the autos now. You're not just changing the oil.
So that's part of the evolution of businesses evolving, changing, right? And so I'd like to segue into maybe this is why you're involved with the Williamson Law Group. Because of the court reporting? Is that how that happened?
No. Actually, South Coast College also trains paralegals and medical assistants. So I became a paralegal, and that's how I got involved with South Coast College.
Congratulations.
I just never really left. As a student and the community that they've built there, I've always... I think all the alumni come back.
But you're a huge advocate of it.
I am a huge advocate.
I could hear the passion behind we need more of this, and people don't know about it, right?
Yeah, and the owner... Gene Gonzalez and all of the teachers and staff pour their heart into these students and this program. And so it's a really special program, but they're great careers.
Can I ask you a question? Because everybody here's paralegal, and we sort of know what it is. But I really don't know a paralegal. So
Paul,
I really don't.
In case you're watching it over here live, Paul's asking a little bit about what is a paralegal. Can you share about that?
So I work for an attorney. And I do fun things like filing cases. I do things like drafting documents, motions, interrogatories. Yes. We calendar for deadlines and dates. We talk with clients. We keep the case moving. Yeah, we keep the case moving. We're setting up depositions with court reporting companies. We're just a part of the case in different ways. And it's different for every law firm. So depending on what kind of law firm you're in, what kind of law you're doing, and what kind of atmosphere you're in with your attorneys and your other staff, there could be more work, there could be less work.
Do you do research ever, or no? Somebody else.
I personally don't where I'm at. No.
But some of them, I
But
think,
some do.
Yeah.
Many do.
Right.
Many do.
Well, all I can say is, man, lawyers do very well.
They do.
And
We do very well. Williamson Law Group does very well. If you're a restaurant,
What do they specialize in?
so we are civil defense.
Okay.
So some of our clients are different restaurants,
Okay.
larger corporations,
Oh, okay. Where are they
large
based out of?
trucking companies. We are in Santa Ana, California. We are also in Arizona, Phoenix.
Oh, okay. Well, shout out to
Yeah.
the Williamson Law Group.
I was
you
in the
so much.
restaurant business. I had a restaurant for a while.
So
Oh
you
my God, the
know.
legal issues, slip and fall. People come in and they say, "Oh, I slipped and I fell." Some of them are fraudulent. They come in with, or I found a piece of glass in my
So, Paul-
food. And
ADA.
So
ADA,
Paul's
yeah.
talking about, for those of you viewing over here and maybe can't hear him, he's talking about all the legal issues that go into, of course,
Restaurants.
and the slip and falls and things like that. And it's interesting he brings that up because I was at the corporate office yesterday of Kroger Food for Less,
yeah.
Ralph's, with our friend Sal, and they took us in. We did a whole tour, and they took us into a room where I can't believe the security system that they have. Like, we're talking about thousands of cameras. They have all these
Facial recognition.
Yes, like, but it's interesting because they're there for all the liabilities and workers' comp for slip and falls, like Paul was saying, right? People that slip and fall,
Yeah.
and people that set up the slip and fall.
Yes.
Like, I'm your friend, we're gonna go in the store. I'm actually gonna
lot of that in restaurants,
spill
right.
something, then you're gonna fall. They don't know we're connected, right? Like, and the fall. The thing is, the fall happens, but the way they rewind the camera and they look at the investigation is, when did they both come in together? There's cameras outside. Did they both leave together in the car? Like, they're looking at all this, right, to put the case
Don't
together.
slip and fall in Kroger.
that's right.
Don't do it anywhere.
So anyway, right? But I think it's interesting because of that
Yeah.
security system, they also happen to capture a lot of times when people are like hostage situations or shooting
Oh, wow.
situations. Remember, the cameras are always rolling.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting how that works, two ways, right? As a heroic way, these cameras can also help, not just for slip and
Yeah.
falls.
Outside cameras. Most
Yeah.
of these buildings have surveillance all around their facilities.
around.
Yeah.
And a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of times they subpoena the footage
Yes.
because to see what happened in that car crash out front, or see that burglar
Yes.
running by, or see some other crazy thing. It's the private footage that the public agencies go to track down people.
So the moral of the story here is that law groups are so much more in depth, involved, not just in the lawsuit of itself in front, probably the back end of it. You have to help with all that stuff, right?
We collect that. Yeah.
Yes.
We have private investigators that help
Yeah.
gather that information, and there are a lot of ways
Yes, the skin of
they
cat.
do that. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, let's go into, I know you do a lot of work in the community, and I know your passion, as you mentioned earlier, is working with veterans.
Yes.
If you can share with us some of the things that you're doing with the veterans, and I know Dave, who's been on our
Yes.
podcast show, member of our chamber, Big Dave, former NFL player. I know you're also involved with some of the things he's doing, his golf tournament that's coming up also, right? Share with us some of that, please.
Yeah, so I am a part of Mill to Vet. We do a transitioning veteran podcast. We have veterans come on and talk to transitioning, newly exiting, or just now exiting military. And we also have the Veteran Series Forum, which talks about, or has all of us join a group once a month, and we bring veterans and resources together, because oftentimes you think there's thousands of resources for veterans and there are veterans getting help, and then you just don't always know that there's not always veterans getting help. Sometimes there's red tape around the help. Sometimes the help isn't there. The money's dried out. So we come together and meet, and that's Mill to Vet and the Veteran Series. But also, I am the board secretary of Patriots and Paws. So if you guys don't know what Patriots and Paws are, please check Patriots and Paws out. We offer furniture at no cost to veterans, to active duty reservists. It doesn't matter of your DD 214 status, and anything home furnishings is free. But beyond that, there is a warehouse, and there is lots of room for events, collaborations, and groups. We do events. We do a lot of different workshops. We're creating a podcast for veterans to come and learn to do social, to try to do other things.
This is
for
the
some that are
venue, right?
disabled. this is actually the warehouse for Patriots and Paws where we give the furniture.
Oh, okay.
It can be used as a venue. We have an outdoor
It's like a
area.
multi-purpose kind of room. Okay.
Yeah, so any chamber member of the Hispanic Chamber, go down, visit them, schedule a private tour, and see how you can collaborate now.
Where are they located?
Anaheim?
Anaheim. Okay.
Yeah, it's off of the 91 freeway in State College on Van Buren.
Okay.
Van Burton. I'm so sorry. So
Really? Is that the way they say it?
yeah, Van Burton. So with Patriots and Paws, we have connected with Dave Disrocher, former Seahawks player. I did meet him through the Orange County Hispanic Chamber, by the way, so the chamber works. Dave has an amazing golf tournament.
Shout outs to Dave.
Hey, Dave. First and Goal Project has their golf tournament on April 8th. It is for veterans. The gold sponsor of this event is Patriots and Paws. So Patriots and Paws is going to benefit. Care Possible is going to benefit. Veterans Legal Network and 2 others, because I'm not able to remember. Go check out firstandgoalproject.com.
Yes, and Dave puts on a great golf tournament.
yes.
I was there last year at Coto de Casa.
Yep.
And what's the paws part of Patriots and Paws? Don't they do something together matching with animals too?
Sort of, and we're working on it. So the pause part is we really want to be able to help veterans in any situation or military that cannot take care of their animals. So for a long time, we've been trying to reach out to the Orange County Kennel. Remember that location that was
Yeah.
over by Theo Lacey that's
Yes.
not being used for
Yes.
anything?
Wow.
We can't get anything like that, but we would love to. So if anybody has any
That's not being used
connections-
anymore. I thought that was the Orange County Shelter, Orange County Animal Shelter.
They
Or
used to be.
Lacey.
I think it used to be the animal
it's
shelter.
now in Irvine.
Oh, so
Area,
it's
that
not being
larger
used.
one?
It's-
I don't believe it's being used.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
I know
didn't
they
know that
closed
either.
it down and they built another one over by Red Hill,
Wow.
somewhere over there,
Anybody has connections with
Yeah,
that,
if
please
anyone
reach
does.
out to us.
or any other space. So there have been situations where, sometimes veterans come out or they transition into being a veteran and there are hard times, or they end up going to jail for whatever reason, and they've got animals, they've got support animals, and they can't care for them, or just simple boarding. You want to take a break, or maybe you do need to go get treatment, and you need a place for your animal to be. So Penny's passion, Penny Lambright is the founder of Patriots and Paws. Her passion is to help veterans in that way as well.
I know recently you had invited me and connected us with a gym, right?
Oh,
Here
Next
in
Level
Irvine,
Fitness. Yes.
Right, Next Level Fitness, where they also very involved with veterans, right?
Yes.
You were the one that brought it to us and our attention and said, hey, John, how can we help support them? And do you want to share a little bit about what they're
Yeah.
doing? I think it's great because, again, that's something that I know you go there to also
I
do
do go there,
your...
the cold plunge. So if anybody wants to cold plunge, Next Level Fitness in Irvine has a cold plunge, infrared sauna, world-class gym.
Do you feel that helps you, the cold plunge?
Yeah.
What happens like when you? I know it's obviously
So
really
I don't
cold.
know the technical. Look up Andrew Huberman, who is a neuroscience guy with Stanford University and professor.
Probably
or
helps
Joe
with-
Rogan does
probably
it.
helps with inflammation.
It
obviously.
helps with a ton of things.
Yeah.
Nerve regeneration, inflammation, great after
You know who
workout.
does that all the time is Dr. Trin. Dr.
Yeah.
Trin,
Yeah, he does
who
that.
hosts a show here, the Health Talks. He's on the board of Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
He is a fanatic about these cold
See?
plunges, and there is that guy she quoted there
Yeah.
wrote and preaches this all the time. You get in an ice bath.
Yes.
You get in a bath full of
44
ice.
degrees.
Yeah.
I've seen her
It
videos.
hurts.
I've seen your videos that you put on Facebook, and you're going into.
If I can do it, you can
We're
do
going
it.
to get you in there, John.
no, there's no
Yeah.
way. You couldn't pay me $1 million to do this.
But for healing,
Jump
what
in
if
a
you
bucket
needed
of ice.
to be around longer
No,
for your
I'm-
family?
I'm one of those people that, like, if anything, I jump in the shower and it's like super hot water. Oh, it feels so good.
This is not to feel good. It doesn't.
I
feel
know,
Good.
I know. My nephew Darren, by the way, who's a former Navy veteran himself, he does that every morning.
You're supposed to,
He
yeah.
has a little jacuzzi area in the backyard there in Lake Elsinore,
Mm-hmm.
and he literally like goes in there like at 5, 6 in the morning and does this. And I'm like, dude, you're nuts. How
No,
do you
it's
do
so
this?
good for you. I don't like it. It doesn't feel good.
I've seen your
You
videos.
just do
I've
it.
seen your face.
Yeah.
You're like, "Ah," like her face is like, I don't want
It's
to do
so
this.
horrible.
Yes, it's horrible.
Yeah. It's so good for
So,
you.
I've noticed you don't go in right away. Like it's like a slow.
it's so hard. No,
Right?
you have to go in right away, but I
Oh,
have
you do
trouble.
go in quick, or because I notice a lot of people go
You
slow.
jump right in,
You
boy.
have to, or you'll change your mind and get out. I've done that where I've put my feet in and then I'm like, oh, I got to get out.
Doesn't it hurt when you get in?
Yes, it does. Yes.
well, listen, I played some of my friends and I played high school football, and for whatever reason, because I would always turn my ankles. I was a running back. And back then you didn't have turf fields. It was grass, right? So a lot of turn your ankles. So we would go into the trainer's room to ice,
Yes.
right? And they would stick our foot in a bucket of ice. They'd like, stick your foot in there. And you're like, no. You go, stick your foot in there. So you stick it in there. It freezes. Then he would take it out and say, put it in the whirlpool where it's like warm. And you start feeling these tingling, like a bunch of like nails literally in your feet.
Yes.
So I envision you feeling that way
Exactly.
when you go in this cold thing that you're doing. Is that the way it is?
100%.
You feel like a bunch of nails are like
100%.
poking at you?
Yes.
So when do you want to do it, John?
Yes.
We'll get it. We'll send a team
Paul
out.
says, when do I want to do it?
Let me tell you how good it is for you, though.
Oh, man.
It's very good for you.
Me está dando frío. Nomás de pensar de esto ahorita. You know, I'm getting cold just thinking about this. Wow. If you've done this, leave a comment.
Yeah, seriously.
Please leave a comment if you've done this and what is your take on this. And is it help? Don't get me wrong. I've heard it does amazing.
And what's the guy's name again? So you said it so fast. He's like the guru who teaches and preaches.
Andrew Huberman.
He founded this whole concept or
This
something?
idea movement.
I don't think so. No.
He preaches this. Yeah.
Wim Hof, I think maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he didn't find it, but Wim Hof is the one that does the ice and breathing. Huberman is the Stanford guy that I watch, and he explains this down to the detail.
Is that why you started doing it?
Yeah. Well, I personally have fibromyalgia. And so for me, I have to look for ways to try and heal because you see all that I do and
What does that mean? Explain what happens to you.
Constant pain.
Constant pain.
Your bones?
Constant pain in nerves. I do have joint pain, but constant pain in nerves, sometimes serious fatigue and oftentimes mental fog.
Really?
And it happens and you just go with it. And when stress happens, it heightens and it can come on. And so this
and we've
is
done
really
shows
amazing
on
for
it. It's one of these
Really?
these conditions that they're not. It's got a name and it gets diagnosed, but they really don't know what it is or why it is. In fact, some doctors doubt it even is.
Yes.
Maybe it's all in your head or something.
So it's like a flare up you have suddenly?
Yeah, sometimes I have
Because you're
flare-ups.
very sharp. I mean, there's a lot of details you mentioned right now of Dave's golf tournament, people's names. So I find it hard to believe that you have these.
Well, I have to. I've lived through this. I think my mother remembers me having issues when I was 8 years old. So I mean, I've dealt with this all my life.
It can be paralyzing where people
Yes.
won't get out of bed.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
And you just do what you got to do, and then on those days you can't, you listen to your body, and you.
So you
shut
just feel
down.
like drained, huh?
There's
Well,
some
it's mostly
weekends where I'll
pain.
stay in bed.
It's really pain. It's everything. Your nerve endings or something. Everything is just.
You feel everything to the 100th power, nerve endings, and
Right.
so when you say needles, that's exactly what it is.
So you doing the ice?
It helps. Like that whole day, there's a calm.
Really?
With the nerves, there's a calm. And if I was able to get there every day, that is my goal, is to get there every day.
How many times you do it now?
I do it once a week.
Once a week.
And
Okay.
sorry, I've taken 3 weeks off because of events, but I get back there Saturday morning. So if anybody's interested, Saturday morning, 5 a.m., meet me at Next Level Fitness. We go in at 6
John will be there
after a workout.
with our cameras.
And I have to throw this in. If you are a veteran, Next Level Fitness allows you to use the gym at no cost. You can go in and work out. It's an incredible gym.
Yes.
It's owned by a veteran,
Yes.
Travis Mayfield, Purple Heart recipient, and also
Yes.
owned by Dr. Voss, who's an incredible sports athlete doctor. He does not do cracking. He does something else that's even more amazing.
Yes.
And where are they located?
In Irvine, in Sky Park area.
Yeah, Sky Park area. Yeah, I've been there. Really nice gym.
Really
great
nice.
people. I got to meet all of them. It's just a great place. If you're a veteran, what a great place as a resource.
Yeah,
So-
or a business. Collaborate with them. They're doing events. They have jujitsu. They have nutrition.
yeah.
They have the sports
They have
facility
great
next
trainers.
door.
I've
They
met
have
some of the
amazing trainers.
One-on-one, right? They do a lot of one.
Yes,
And they even have
yes.
a program for kids. Like if your kids are in high school sports, I saw they had like a person
have-
working one-on-one with
yeah,
them.
the doctors.
For like speed and agility and stuff. So they offer a lot of services. And again, we met them through you, Christine, because of all the veteran stuff that you're doing.
So
I mean-
together, you two know everybody in Orange County.
We do, and this chamber helps. This chamber is incredible.
We're one big family in la comunidad. Well, no, it's, that's what it's about, right?
Yes.
This is, it's about resources and who do I know and who do you know and how can we continue to share those resources. It's about working together. I mean, you look at all you're doing. You're with the Williams WILLIAMSON Law Group. You're with South Coast College, which is where we met you. You're with Mill to Vet and Veteran Series 4 and podcast. I mean,
Yep.
you've
And
got
once
a
a
lot.
week, she takes a nice bath.
An ice bath.
And
yes.
once a week, she does this crazy thing that
and
I
you
would
can
not
come
do.
and do it with me.
But that's great that she's invited all of you.
Everybody and John too. Hey, let's do one of these where we get John in.
No,
Yeah, with
no.
the cameras and the
and
whole
everybody
thing.
watches.
No, gracias.
Yeah.
No, gracias.
We'll do a live stream.
Si estuviera el agua calientita and the water was warm, yes. Oh, no, my wife gives me a hard time about that because I'm always turning on the heater in the house. She likes the house cold, and I'm always turning on the heater. I'm always
Oh,
turning
my
on,
goodness.
before I shower, turn on the hot water, you know?
Oh, no.
I'm one of those, I'm like a cat, you know? I'm like, ugh. So I don't know how people do it to get in there, seriously. That
It's
cold.
all mental.
I figured if I was going to do
all
it,
mental.
that's what I would do. I would just, like in sports, like in football,
Yes.
people don't realize that in football, there's these things where if you've never played and you're starting to play for the first time, and I know we got to go soon, there's these things where you start doing hitting drills, and this fear comes in you because of the size of the athlete in front of you. But you have to really be mentally strong to say, it doesn't matter his size or my size. It's all about technique. It's something I was going through with my kids last night in the garage, believe it or not,
Yeah.
in football, right? And so it's like anything, probably in the military, in sports, everything, right?
In life.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you have to use what you have, the tools you have. And I think jumping into this thing is the same thing as it's all
Yes.
mental. If I was going to do it, I probably would jump in and just start like people do. I saw the videos, breathing, and just let but
Breathe
you have
and
to be in there a
focus.
certain time, right? Don't you?
A few minutes. I
Right?
believe it's like past 1 minute or up to 2 minutes where it's
Yeah.
beneficial, and I am at 6 minutes now.
What?
Yeah.
See, I probably would last like 30 seconds.
In and out.
Maybe the first time.
I'd be like a cat in the water.
Maybe the first time. But
in.
once you knew what it was
in.
like
I'm out.
and you set your mind to it, you could do more.
I think it's just getting over the phase of because I remember that with my foot when I would turn my ankles and I would stick it in the ice bucket. Eventually, it numbs itself, and you're just like, it's no. This
It
doesn't
hurts even more.
It doesn't numb your body.
You get to a numb point
Really?
that you feel pain. So then you're numb and you're like, oh, now I have to
Only
get
when
out.
you
This
black
is gonna
out.
hurt.
Only when you black
Yeah.
out. When
I
you
can
finally black
imagine
out.
I can imagine when I come out of this, I would be so red.
And I'm sure there's people on there like, they are just making this worse than it is. Maybe, but that's how it feels.
Well, I hate to say it, Christine, we're out of time, but this has been great. We've all learned that on Saturday morning we're going to meet
Saturday
you
morning,
at the
5 a.m.
gym at 5 a.m. to
Yep.
do the
Next
cold
level
plunge.
fitness.
Next level fitness.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything you're doing. We really appreciate
you.
it. You're always connecting us. You're always sending us somebody here at the Orange County Hispanic Chamber. And thank you for all that you're doing in the community for the veterans and everyone else. I mean, really, we really appreciate your passion behind court reporting and everything they're doing. So continue all success. We're going to see you at the Estrella Awards.
Yes, and connect with me because
Yes.
I'd like to know you so I can share you with other people and make sure you're a member of the Orange County Hispanic Chamber.
See, she's a great...
Oh, wait a second. Last one. Better Business Bureau's doing their Torch Awards for Ethics. If you haven't nominated yourself or someone else.
She's like a walking billboard.
Wow.
Paul, I don't know how she keeps up with all this.
I don't either.
She's got like a whole list.
It's the cold plunge.
It's a
Am I
cold plunge.
Right? Yeah.
Resets the brain.
You see, you do this cold pledge. This is
Yeah.
what happens. Folks, thank you for
you,
tuning
guys.
in. We will see you again next Wednesday. April 6th is our Estrella Awards. Don't forget to follow us on our social media at Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And also follow us, of course, on Instagram at OCHCC. That's how you're going to know when our next mixer, our next event is. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Christine, thank you for being on our show. Mr. Paul Roberts, take it away.
Well, there you have it. Take the plunge and join us each and every week to meet our community here on Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio, powered by the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.